Welcome back to the playground and welcome to episode 7 at this amazing location. The last video was really riding focused and it was so sick. We finally got this massive trick jump, the wedge, running by building that wooden kicker. Ben and Jamie picked up their bikes for the first time, and what we realised is we have this entire line of jumps, this set of trails that work, and it was just the best feeling ever doing a backflip on this at 360 and realising that this is the perfect trick jump, which is going to act as a centerpiece for this set of trails, because it could finish here. We could just ride for the next year and have the best time, because it really is an awesome line. But I've promised you we're going to continue and we're going to split, because that landing is really nice and wide. It's the biggest feature by far. It needed a digger, and we've got this awesome set of trails that meander its way down the hill, using all of the hills, using the undulations, and it gets you to here, and it's just the perfect opportunity to split in half and have a junction. So there's all of this dirt here, which is a mixture. We've got some rocks, some of the good stuff, a lot of turf, a lot of grass. So it's not great for building because it's probably going to decompose, rot and bed in. It should have been driven and tracked all over with the digger, but that's not here anymore. But it's there and it weighs a lot and I don't want to move it, so I'm going to use it. So the first split line I want to do is to use that as a huge cambered boob roller. So a roller is like what we've built before, those big pump bumps. But because I want to go this way up the hill, it needs to have a real big camber on it, so you don't have to turn over it. You'd lose grip on a shape like that. The ground will naturally guide you over the roller. You can use it for speed. Then we're going to build another one here, and then for the first time in this series I want to cut into one of these hills and build like a really nice little kicker, a little takeoff in the hill, which will look cool. And all the dirt we take out of there, put it here as a landing to land that way, because the challenge now is it's uphill. And you can't build a good set of dirt jumps uphill, but the speed after landing off the wedge, we realised in the last video, there was loads. We flew up here, we made it at least past that kind of hill there. So there's enough speed to use this section, but not to go all the way up and over it, which is a shame. But I don't really want to. I don't want to keep going uphill. I think we should use this hill as what I've just described, like a 180 quarter pipe, like a hip to land. Then we can attack again and go back down past the wedge. There's a really cool full circuit closed loop. I think that's the best way to use the hill, by building more really cool pumps, and this one's going to be enormous. We're going to add more dirt so we get a really good layer of the nice primo dirt. I'd say the outside will be at least this high and a good 45-degree angle on it to turn you over. A lot of people who watch these videos seem to not be proper bike enthusiasts, so I just want to explain what pumping is. It's a really, really important thing, and to understand it will help you understand why we build what we build. So pumping on a bike is like the way of generating speed without pedaling, but you can only do it over rollers and pump bumps. And the best way I've ever come up with describing it to people is it's like squeezing a bar of soap that's got a rounded edge. If you grab a round bar of soap and squeeze it, you're going to fire it out that way. And it's the same on a bike. If you push a bike downwards, you still have to exert a force. It's not free energy. You have to push into the ground. Because the wheels are round and the ground is round, it fires you forwards. It's the only way out is forward. So you can build speed by using your arms and legs. It still is exhausting, but it's not pedaling. And it's the best way of getting speed. So I think we'll easily be able to use that as a jump, take off, maybe even get up against the sky. It's a cool picture. That's what we're going to build. And then for the other line, I've got no idea. I think this is what we're going to build and ride in this video, but the other way, there's not a lot of space. I mean, let's leave it up to you guys to come up with what happens that way. There could be a left hip, but we've already got a left hip. That's why I want to build a right hip. Maybe there'd be space for a tight berm. Let's see what you guys come up with. But today we're going to go into a build lapse and get a lot of wheelbarrows running again. The dirt pile is miles away now, but it is what it is. We've got to crack on, make hay while the sun shines, and build a split line. Let's do this, build laps. was a massive few days, a proper marathon build laps, that one, over 3 days. But look what we've created. It's all time. There's too much to talk about here. In the last couple of videos, we've focused all our attention into that centerpiece there, the wedge. But now, kind of by building things slightly smaller, although that's, I mean, this is ridiculously big. It's unnecessary. It didn't need to be that big, but we just kept running wheelbarrows constantly over 2 days to cover all of that soil, that turfy stuff, with a proper layer of primo dirt. And actually, I mean, we haven't had the sun that we're used to in this build to bake it, but I'm going to ride this and I'm pretty sure it's going to be perfect. The shape is, I'm really proud of it actually. I mean, that is a massive roller, a pump, a boobs, technically a side boob, with awesome camber. And we've laughed, actually, if you look at it from up here, you could build a little skimmer jump onto that and use it as an up box kind of kicker itself. I'm so proud of that. Jamie's spent as much time digging as he has becoming a fully researched geologist. That's all of his finds. No crystals, no gold, but he's proud of himself. What do you think, Jamie?
Lovely, isn't it?
He told me, he said it rocks earlier.
Nice.
But yeah, that has been a roller coaster of a build lap. I'm
nice.
Also very pumped on it. But let me get to the hip. That's sick, isn't it? And finally, we've used the hills and the undulation of the playground effectively by cutting that into the hill, as I explained. It's quite hilarious how the
hilarious. That was really good.
It is hilarious how the fairway to heaven is actually the only piece of flat ground in this entire place, and we've built the biggest jumps inside it, so it's a massive waste of dirt. It's unnecessary, but it looks cool, doesn't it? And I'm proud of it. The drone shots from above of that straight line make it so worthwhile. And this roller, I love it. I know I said before the build laps would have a second one, but I think I've got my head stuck in the place of we were at the top of this course where everything's quite bunched up. This is a fast section, and one of my favourite things about this entire fairway is how spread out it is. And you can see that because all of these bomb holes are perfectly flat, and the whacker plate is a massive tool upgrade. We've gone full heavy machinery now. Look at us saving our arms and using petrol. It's good, it's a good gig. I don't know what to do with this. We've got so many of these turf piles around, these blocks. They kind of work as bricks. You could stack them. I don't know if anyone's got any ideas, but they're not very good for building jumps, especially when they're close to the surface, so that's going to live there for a bit. But I love this hip. Still surprising how much dirt had to come out of there, but it wasn't far to throw it here, so this all got thrown up quite quick in 24 hours, and we've just patted this in now, so yeah, ready to ride. It will be soft because it hasn't had the chance to bake in the sun, but I'm desperate to test this and kind of explore, if it works, what to do afterwards. Also, how sick are these? We're finally in the game to launch our rival kits. These are the rival trousers in 3 colours. I love this one. This is Dijon mustard, named after Ben's.
Oh.
Yeah, they're nice, aren't they? They're so sick. They're perfect for getting knee pads under. They're just so nice. Me and Jono rode them properly for the first time in that jam. Yeah, we're pumped. The rival range is dropping really soon. Buzzing. So lots happening with Hellfair, but more's happening here. Should we ride the hip? Kind of nervous. If it doesn't work, we've destroyed a hill.
It's true.
So I'm going to do a couple of runs, but we've just had delivery again of the digger and dumper for the next build episodes because the dirt pile is gone, which means that in these few features there's 120 tons of primo dirt without even including the turf and the clay. It's been an insane 3 weeks. We're all ripped. I'm gonna ride now and see if it works. Buzzing. This place just looks nuts. Got a new roller and a hip. Teeing off. Here we go. If this works, we've got a big line and a par 4 course. I'm going really fast. I'm going really fast. Oh! That really couldn't have gone much better, could it?
That was sick.
That couldn't have gone much better at all.
Oh, mate.
Look at that, perfect 90-degree tyre marks.
That was really cool.
It couldn't have gone much better. I cased the first hip, I always seem to do that. But the wedge, I went really high, landed perfect. Oh, I can't wait. When you boys ride that, you'll love it.
How did that feel?
I'm just happy we've spaced it out. That felt great. It's like the camber just means you fall over it. I'm gonna do it again. When that lip gets harder, I think we could do flares, tail whips, bar spins. You spin left, don't you? So you can do some alley-oop tricks. Honestly, I don't know. I just thought if there might be enough speed to go all the way over onto that hill.
What, onto?
Yeah, on top. Anyway, let's ride
straight?
that again. There's too many options. Come on, there's lots of places you can jump here. It doesn't get much better than all that back-breaking work. 3 days to build a jump that you ride for 3 seconds is so worthwhile. I can't explain how rewarding it is. Route to work, let's go.
Oh, that is so good.
It's really rewarding. It goes like stalling up the top, and then when you do the 9-iron, you are motoring again. That big jump, like you can just throw backflips every run. And then this, I love the way it slows down, but you can still pull up and get loads of height. Look what we've built. I don't know what to call that. There's a shot in golf. Do you know, like Beckham used to bend footballs?
Yeah.
Golfers do it too. I'm sure someone commented ages ago, the left hip, you should, there might be, I don't know. Loads of people do golf, don't they, who watch?
Yeah.
What's it called when you bend the ball to the right? We'll call it that. I'm so stoked. It's a really cool line. Par 4. So I know we didn't do much riding, but I've got the digger and dumper, like I said, just for today. So we're kind of wasting machine hours that I want to crack on with for the next video, which is going to be this section here, the other split line. I think I'm going to build a berm and try and go completely back on myself. But I want to read the comments and see what other people have suggested, because to go over that lump there would be cool. But I'm thinking after the hip we've just built, I might come back over that. I don't want to have too much of a head-on collision when we do big trains with loads of pro riders in episode 10. So yeah, we need to get a lot of dirt down here. The dirt pile's gone. The wheelbarrow distance is insane. It's so arduous on the old traps. It's hardcore, isn't it?
It is.
So I think we're going to spend the day doing really long laps with the dumper and getting some piled up down here. Wow, look what we've built. It's the biggest roller in the world. A few people have been down after watching the videos, like Greg, and every person says it's so much bigger in real life. I wish we could get across what we've built like this. Not far off the size of a Mini Cooper, is it? All made out of dirt.
Yeah.
So I'm really proud. Everything we built works, and it doesn't just work, but it's actually fun to ride. It's not a chore, it's the best. We're just bringing this playground to life. So hell of an episode. I'll see you in episode 8, legends.